there's some support here, okay? And remember, this is Troy Levenhagen, my voice goes up, it elevates, but it's against no one. So that's what I want to do with this. And then Don, before I went on vacation, I got this letter when I got back, you had some concerns. And I'm glad that I postponed this because I got your answers for the concerns, at least for me. A, Big Blue, to my knowledge, has been available for the citizens for over 30 years. During this time period, I have never heard of a request for an air compressor or inflatables or bike tires, considering I have been an elected official for 17 years. Well, my answer to that was, well, now you have. You know, there's different ideas and different concepts that come out throughout the years. I had some young people come to me. First of all, there were safety issues involved, and we can get to that here a little bit later. But now we have heard this. 2, you said, the shelter that will probably be housing the air compressor at Big Blue will be in a very scheduled prime location to have the air compressor vandalized or stolen. Well, I went with city staff, which you highly praise, and I take my hat off to Bob. He got down all kinds of electrician and other men that knew about this stuff, and we found a secure location. And they helped me out to find the right size compressor. We even talked about the hose. We're going to get a mesh hose for vandalism, which could cost us $17 if they vandalize it. And remember, when we put the statues out, they were vandalized, and we never took the statues down. So if it does get vandalized, which I came up with a way that can't happen. I called Brent Trout, and I asked if I could volunteer and take that hose off every night. So we got a compressor that's locked up in a room, secured, and I'm volunteering my time so the hose doesn't get vandalized. So hopefully that should answer number 2 for you. 3, I would assume the air compressor will be locked up and need unlocked each day. Question, who will be locking and unlocking the shelter containing the compressor? City staff? Me, I'm volunteering. So we're not going to pay city staff a dime. 4, for the acknowledgement, inflatables are not permitted at the Aquatic Center. Inflatables are a safety issue. Brian Pauley, Mason City Recreation Director. That's true. They might be a safety issue. Well, first of all, let's look at Big Blue, okay? Let's look how big that is. Let's look out the swimming pool. I mean, I can see why there'd be safety issues. You might see about 7 or 8 inflatables out there at Big Blue compared to if you had 50 of them out there, there might be a safety issue. But Don, my question to you, if you're really worried about safety, if you're really truly worried about it, what about the fishing hooks that might be out there because they fish? What about the glass that a child could step on out there? Or what about not having lifeguards? I mean, that could be a safety issue. So, I mean, if you're truly worried about that, instead of worried about if they're allowed out the pool, the question would be, let's take care of some of them safety issues. Is this project worthy of city staff time? Well, Bob took 20 minutes out there, we talked. We're going to put a little bit of electrical into it. The maintenance on it, we're going to plug it in. It has a self-turn-off. When the air compressor's done, it's going to self-turn off. And they found one that it came in under budget. My project, what I wanted, was $2,500. Project came in, what do you say here, around $1,500. So $1,000. That was one of the questions. What's it going to cost? It came in under budget. Next thing was liability. We went through that. The city said there was no liability. Everything vandalism that we have thrown out here, there's been an answer for. But this one here, what is it worth taxpayers' dollars? Well, it's going to cost the citizens, if I'm right with my math, 0.1 cent. Half a cent it's going to cost. And, you know, and so, I mean, I don't know, these are citizens out here. They're tax-paying citizens. And I'm willing to pay the half a cent. I mean, I think it is worthy. And now, Frank, I'm going to bring this up. You know, we talked, and after we talked a little bit, I understood your concern. Me and Frank just had a little talk man to man. He came up and, you know, if someone was using that inflatable there and they died out there in Big Blue, you know, he'd be on his head and shoulders. And I can see that. I mean, death is a real thing. But remember when I first brought this whole situation up, when these young kids came and they wanted it as a service, I said I was looking over at Come and Go, and all these kids, you can drive by there every summer. That's where the kids go. They inflate their inner tubes. They inflate their inflatables. I saw a little kid, 9 years old, 10 years old, going down the street with the inner tube in his hand. And I thought, what if he got hit and killed? I seen kids where inflatables fly off their car. Okay, and that's a hazard in itself. And then I heard city staff say, well, that ain't our problem. Okay, well then I said, well, it is our problem. Anytime a life is involved, it is our problem. Okay, so this is how this whole situation started. is I was also, not only for a service, but thinking of lives. So then I just really want to throw this out here. Is the air compressor really the issue, or should we just take no swimming at Big Blue out, and the public can kill me for this, but I don't care. But if you're really, Frank, worried, if we're worried about lives of someone drowning out there, well, the beach is there, the dock is there. I mean, and the air compressor isn't gonna enhance no more people to go out there, but if we're really worried about lives, we talked about this before, maybe, I mean, the police would have to enforce this. I mean, they would, but if someone died on your watch and that's what you're scared of, you couldn't live with that. So I just wanted to throw that out there, and I know I'm loud, I'm boisterous, but the best thing about this, if this gets voted in or it doesn't, the learning I have learned on my first little issue I wanted, how city politics works. Not only do you have to win over the city people, you got not only your peers up here on the board, but I would never dream how hard an issue this would have been. I mean, I'm serious. So if this gets in or not in tonight, I mean, it's either here or there. I just want to end it. Don, hopefully I answered some of your questions. Thank you, citizens, for coming. And I did the best I could. I tried to get every answer I could get out for the park board in the city, but thank you for showing your interest. And now it's up to us 5 up here, and we'll decide here in a few minutes there's gonna be some rebuttal. There always is. But just thank you for showing up tonight, you guys.
Well, fish hooks and glass, that's not part of the conversation. I know that exists out there, and that's unfortunate the way it is. You addressed is you're gonna, one of the concerns I had was unlocking and locking it up. And you say you're gonna do it, so that eliminates one of the issues I had. Now, I don't appreciate the 6 people coming tonight, but do they represent the majority of people that use Big Blue? I don't know that.
They're representative.
I don't have an answer for that. Yeah, I wish we could bar inflatables. However, that's probably impossible. I know most of Iowa aquatic centers, we all have guards at our city aquatic centers, they bar inflatables. They're dangerous. And I got that information from Brian Pollock, who gave me that information. But yeah, I like to bar them completely. But you know, kid goes out there, or adult goes out there in that deep water, you know, falls off, boom, can't swim, which is, you know, it's going to happen. But you know, that's a chance we take with Big Blue and allow the citizens to use it. Yeah, so you took one of the issues I had. I didn't want city staff tied up a lot, you know, on it. Vandalism, I don't know how you can prevent it. It exists in our parks. It will exist with whatever is built to house, I assume, house the air compressor.
It's in a secure located with a door locked in it. It's in a building right out there in the shelter.
Yeah.
Locked security.
Yeah, and so, you know, to say it's going to be vandalized, I don't know. But it's in a rather secluded area for vandalism. So that concerns me. So, yeah, I appreciate you answering my questions, and I appreciate the time you put into it, and Bob's put into doing it. But I will have to cast a no vote tonight when we vote.
I knew that.
Christiane Dean, 220
I don't know,
Street.
can she talk now? I don't know the rules and regulations.
I didn't know, do I?
I don't think you can now, because
Oh,
that's
okay.
why I wanted you guys to
Oh,
stand up.
okay.
I knew
Sorry.
you guys were kind of confused on the rules, but you can't
sorry.
now, but you showed your support.
Yeah.
Sure,
Sorry about that.
Yes, I can. I'm not gonna support it because it's just a conscious decision with me. Some kid, I mean, I feel that we're, you know, encouraging him. I got no problem with the price, the compressor, I got no problem with any of it. It's just, you know, if some kid drowns out there, I wouldn't be able to live with it. I feel that we're encouraging him to swim out there, using inflatables.
Yeah, you that.
I mean, it's not a personal thing.
I know it ain't.
If I could support you, I would.
No,
I know that now.
our assessor's not personal. Just my feelings.
Well, as we're talking, if we're worried about, okay, let's get back to this, what I said. If we're really worried about drowning, we keep on hearing this. Why are we permitting people to swim out there?
Well, if you want the truth,
Yeah, I do.
if I had it my way, I'd probably put up signs that said no swimming.
Okay.
But I
Don,
don't-
how you feel?
But here's the problem, I don't think we could enforce it.
You know what, if you speed, if you don't wear a seatbelt, if you got a controlled substance on it, you
Yeah.
fine them, I guarantee you find someone $1,000, they're not gonna swim out there no more.
Yeah,
You can't enforce it.
number one, they're not gonna find $1,000, number two, you'd have police officers patrolling Big Blue, make sure people weren't swimming.
Is that
out
worth
there.
saving a life?
And then I don't know how they're gonna go out there and get them out of the water once they're out there, and it'd be too much, you know, it's like, what do they call them, blue laws? I mean, it's like one of these laws where you tie up policemen doing stuff that they don't need to be doing, you know?
I don't know, if someone drowns, if it was my daughter or your son, would they need to be doing it?
Well, yeah, I mean, no, I personally, I would like to ban swimming out there altogether, but I just don't think we could, I don't think.
Well,
I
we've
don't
never
think
talked about it
I don't
before.
think it would be practical to try it.
That's the word, practical.
You know, I don't think the police could honestly deal with it.
I don't think it'd be hard myself, I mean, this is my opinion, once again, it wouldn't be hard at all. You get, at night, probably when you get them, it's during the daytime, you come out there, you know, wait there. If they're that goofy, they can't come in when they see a police officer, they're probably on drugs, you probably need to call backup or something. But I mean, just any way else you would take care of a problem when you break the law.
I guess if adults wanna swim out there, they do it at their own risk. If something happens to them, they knew what the price was to pay.
Well, we don't have adults, we got the kids out there swimming.
Well, that's, I
Maybe.
wish that people would not take their kids out there, but I can't stop that from happening. The sand on the beach was put there by, a couple of park boards ago by, Cervantes when he was on the board. They put the sand on the beaches because the fishermen were cutting their, feet walking on that beach because it was all sharp brick, and they'd have tennis shoes on and cut their feet, so that's why they went out there and put all that sand out there. The dock was put up just for fishing, it wasn't put up for swimming. So there's really, not really anything that's been, that they've tried to encourage as far as swimming goes. It's been more fishing and, you know, that type of, work they put into it out there. It's like I said, some kid, I mean, if I pass this and next summer some kids, 3-4 kids are inflatables, they go out in the middle of that pit and one of them drowns, you know, yeah, okay, I mean, you can say, well, that's God's will, that's the way it is, but you know what? I'm gonna have to live with that. I'm gonna be sitting in the chair going, when did I pass that?
What if I find out next year that kid holding that inner tube and he gets hit on the car, on the street there, I'm gonna have to live with that, but that's fine, anyway. I gotta live with that too.
bad about that,
Right, but
I don't
hopefully
wanna
neither
compound
have,
it though, I
right,
don't wanna
right,
compound
right.
it.
Hopefully both of them don't have, but, you know, that's fine, I mean, let's get this done with it. Like I said, we got 2 here.
You know what, you'll be back in here in a month or so with another
Right,
big
it's-
issue, you know, and maybe next time, we could all roll with you.
Well, that's.
You win
that's-
some, you lose some.
Well, that's the process I learned here, you know, it's, that's fine, nothing more said.
Couple thoughts I had on it. I know on the dock it says no diving off the dock, but offhand, does anybody know what the specific signage is as far as swimming?
Swim at your own risk, no
Swim at your own
lifeguards.
risk.
Okay, that's what I was thinking, but I couldn't remember for sure.
I mean, when you pass stuff, you have to think, when you pass it, like when you rewrite an ordinance or something, you say, well, you can't do this anymore, I'm gonna ban it. Yeah, you know, for every action, there's a reaction, and so now that puts it on the police. Now the police are out there and they're going, well, how are we gonna police this? You know, now we're gonna have a patrol officer go through there all the time. Yeah, I mean, you just have to watch
That's
out
what we're paying for.
how you do things.
We got a law, that's what we paying for, Frank.
Yeah, I want them chasing the bad guys, I don't want them chasing the swimmers.
Well, you're not, when you break the law, that's the bad guy. If they're breaking the law and they're in there, they're not supposed to be in there.
You know, a guy swimming in
How hard is it to drive by and look and see if there's an inflatable in there? You're driving down the road, you look, they're in there, you pull over and say, hey, get out. I mean, but we can argue all day long. I thought this was so simple, the stuff I put down here, and this is what I'm gonna say real quick about politics, what I've learned. No, seriously, I said this before I got elected, and I'm glad NIT's here. I wanna say this publicly so they see this, because this is my biggest thing I'm gonna start doing. I wanna get the public so involved. Here's what I learned, I said this. When I got on this board, Don Nelson and Frank. Now, Frank, I could see you either way. But I knew Don Nelson would not, no matter what I said, go with it, okay? And that's fine.
You don't know that.
Well, I do. You watch. I'll be here 3 more years. Let's see how many more times he goes with it. And I also said Bill and Bob. No, I'm just telling the truth. This is the way I am. And it started out pretty rough with me and Bill and Bob. But you know what? It's getting better. I've got a little relationship with Bob. I don't know if they like me. But I've never talked to him before, really. Me and Bill had a first outing. I'm not going to say how that went. And so who wouldn't like the guy? But me and Bob, I think he knows I'm working for the citizens. I'm real. I understand him. He understands me. But my prediction came true, at least on this instance. And what has to happen is I have to become better buddies with him, better buddies with, I'm all right with you, but my prediction came true, and you can ask anyone that knows me. I said this, and here's my first, but then Frank, that's just an opinion. So anyway, that's where I'm gonna let it, let's get this vote on. Kyle, give yours, Mr. Diaz, let's go on, and this will be a dead issue.
You mentioned you've learned a lot from this, and it's been like, I don't know, I feel like I'm still learning so much, you know, from my time here too. I was gonna say one other thing that came up that I hadn't really thought about, you know, you're concerned with the kids, you know, blowing it up at come and go and then something happening to them on the way to Big Blue. One thing I hadn't thought about, but it's like, well, how many of them, if they blow the inflatable up at Big Blue, the biking home are gonna take and, you know, try and deflate it, you know, are they gonna haul it home? How far away do they live and how far are they gonna be going, you know, could something happen to them?
I didn't have to overanalyze it, but I'm just not, I can't.
Maybe they never thought of it like us, maybe they didn't have no concern like the citizens, I don't know. He said he's never heard of it. Well, I haven't either, but when some citizens came to me, Mr. Diaz, I heard of it. I don't know why they don't, maybe if we get one, maybe they would get one, if we got one. Maybe we could be the city that takes charge and gives services to our people.
You know, they banned inflatables in all the swimming pools pretty much in Iowa.
I don't know, has there ever been an issue on a pit or a pond that someone wanted one? I don't know, all I know is I had a citizen come to me, my job is to bring that issue up here.
And
It
you
thought
did a
it
good
was-
job.
Well, I thought it'd be pretty simple, it looked pretty simple, like I said, I hate to be a councilman, cause someday I'm gonna be a councilman. If you get an issue like this, over $1,500, what's gonna happen when I deal with you? You know, I mean, honestly, so, but yeah. But,
He's really hard.
no, he's good, I respect him so highly, but, yeah, that would be my answer. I don't know, I guess I could do another study, like I said, I love getting into this stuff, see how many pits and ponds, and see if it's even came up. But I like to think, you know, it's a service to them. We've already heard from city staff, it wasn't a liability. We got that, it wasn't liability. Injury, it's gonna happen anywhere. Vandalism, it's gonna happen. What if? Would we ever move any, in this city if, you know, there was vandalism, or if someone died, I mean.
I told you that wasn't my problem.
Well, we heard one was, if someone died in there, you could not live with yourself, is right, the last thing he said, it's on NIT, I mean, we'll see it tomorrow.
So is anybody gonna make a motion, or we just turn this into a discussion?
Well, that's what I was gonna ask, we got a motion here for,
I'm probably not gonna carry it unless somebody wants to.
Yeah, I just wanna make a motion, I don't know if he's gonna be second, but to vote on this issue.
got a second?
Second.
Alright. No, roll call.
Frank Pearson,
No.
Don Nelson,
No,
Troy Levenhagen,
Yes.
Steve Diaz,
Nope.
Kyle Easley.
No.
And it isn't perfect.
It's over with, but like I said, it's a learning experience.
just ask you one thing.
Hey, wait, it sounds like it's a pity contest for Troy, and no, I mean,
I was just gonna say, I remember I got on the console, and Roger Bang came up, because he see I was taking things personal. He said, Don, you just can't take things personal, and that's easy to say.
I agree, I don't understand.
And, yeah, and so, I think I had a right, I wasn't coming at you particularly. I had an issue with this, and I made my issues public for the board to have another view of this thing, that's all I did. That's my job,
I know that, guy.
that's my job. Is to do, hey, here's my issue, I just go along, get along, never been my style. But, thank you for the hard work and.
Thank you.
Alright, anything up for discussion?